sure. Coach, you've been talking about the importance of the return game. It's just one game, but you guys are currently first in the Big Ten in both punt return average yards and kick return average yards. How does that set up your offense for success?
I think, when you study statistics, drive start average plays a major role in the efficiency or ability to score points. And when you have the type of return game that we had on Saturday, it provides you with great opportunities to start in favorable areas of the field, which we saw. So again, we talked about improving on special teams, and I thought we did a really good job in week one, at least in the return game and in the kicking game.
And you've kind of talked about wanting starters to play on special teams, especially on the wide receiver side. How do you think that helps in both, getting big returns, but also preventing big returns?
We have quite a few guys that are athletic. We have big, strong, athletic guys that play on the offensive side of the ball. And if you look at how we've played special teams over the last couple of years, we haven't gotten a lot of help from the offensive side when it comes to the cover units. Obviously, we've had some guys that have been on the return side of it, but guys like Rakim Jarrett, who played defense in high school, Jay Sean Jones, who's one of our more physical wide receivers, Jacob Copeland. These are big body guys that, along with our running backs, that should have the ability to help us. And when your defensive players take as many reps as they do on defense, as well as the amount of reps they take in the kick unit and the punt unit, it helps to be able to have some of our better athletes on those teams. And we put a big emphasis on the kickoff team and the punt team because those are the two primary ones where you can really get beat if you're not efficient or not doing a great job on those two units. And so it was good to see Rock make a play for us as a gunner. And we hope to continue to see that type of help from our offensive players on those units.
We'll go to Ben next.
How's it going, Coach?
Hey, Ben.
So, you mentioned that a big thing for the coaching staff is not knowing, who's going to start for Charlotte at the quarterback position. Is there a unique challenge in not knowing, who they're going to put behind center, especially given, the different looks that both those guys could provide?
When you look at them on tape, we've seen both quarterbacks, so we have an idea what we think their strengths and weaknesses are as they lead those respective side of the ball. So having video footage of both those quarterbacks enables us to prepare. I think this group, these two quarterbacks are a lot more similar than they are different, in terms of them being pocket guys that have the ability to make plays in the pocket. We remember the Foster kid was a guy that we recruited out of high school back in the day in my previous institution. So know him and know of his abilities pretty well. And then, the quarterback that started the year for him has been a guy that's played a lot of football and a lot of winning football for him. And they both offer us a unique challenge in that they both are talented guys.
We'll go to Josh.
Hey, how you doing, Coach?
Hey, Josh.
So last Saturday against Buffalo, your defense had a couple opportunities to get turnovers on the ball. I was curious if that's something your defense has been working on throughout the week.
It's something we've been stressing from last season on. We study the turnover margin quite a bit, and we haven't been a team that's created a lot of turnovers the last couple of years. Some of it's because of the type of defense we play. When you play a lot of man coverage, which we did the previous couple of years, you play with your back to the quarterback a lot, which doesn't enable you to see the ball thrown, which gives you opportunities to break on the ball. But definitely something that we will continue to stress between big plays and the turnover margin. We feel those are the two most important things. If you want to come away successful on Saturday, you've got to win in those areas. And so we'll continue to make that a point of emphasis as we have always done.
We'll go to Noah.
What's up, Coach?
Hey, Noah.
So you guys named Tyler Baylor a captain for this week. What went into that decision, and what does he bring to this team?
We typically name seniors captains throughout the year. We pick our permanent captains at the end of the season where the team votes. And what we try to do is give the opportunity to guys that have been in the program the longest, opportunities to lead first. And then as we continue on through the season, you'll see some of the younger guys picked to lead us that we feel have positive impacts on their teammates going into it. I think the emphasis of a guy like Tyler Baylor, he graded out really well for us a week ago. Has continued to be a selfless player. He's played tight end here. He's played outside linebacker. He's put the team first in every aspect of his time here at the University of Maryland. And we're very well-deserving guy who leads more by example than he does verbally. And so an opportunity for him to show his teammates the type of leader he can be going into the Charlotte game.
Does anyone have anything else? Varun?
Coach, wanted to ask about, kind of talking about that defensive line. It seemed like they had a really high motor on some plays against Buffalo, a lot of plays where they were kind of getting into the backfield late. Is that what you saw? And how does that motor kind of help on that defensive line?
Yeah, we got great production. We keep a production chart each week with our defensive players, and the interior D-line guys got tremendous production, which is why you saw Ami and Mo being named defensive players of the game by us because of the amount of production they had. And then guys like Henry Chibuzi coming in and rotating with them along with Tommy Aking-Basote. We got great production out of Austin Fontaine and Isaac Bunyan. Having the ability to rotate fresh players, especially on a day like Saturday where it was humid and hot, really benefited us because of the depth we've created. So definitely good to see that. And when you can rotate players like we did Saturday, that allows those guys to play like their hair's on fire on every play and knowing that they'll have a chance to get off and get a breather and get back out there. So keeping guys fresh throughout the year while also giving opportunities to develop the other guys has helped us.
And you talked about that production chart. What do you guys put on that chart?
There's too many things for me to go through, man. It's minuses and pluses for tackles, missed tackles, turnovers, sacks, making the play. We have a whole science behind it. So it's not just a simple, hey, this is a production or not.
Thank you.
Yep.
We'll go back to Josh.
All right. So coach, your running back group had a huge game last Saturday. So I was curious to know, how do you find that balance to, where you want to continuously run the ball, but also feed your wide receivers?
Yeah, we had big explosive plays out of the running back room, and we were efficient, probably a little more in the run game. But I wouldn't say that we continued to feed them, because Roman had 7 carries. I think the next highest carry guy was Antoine with 5, maybe even Kobe, who had 6. But I would love to see more opportunities for that group. If you look at kind of how the games played out for us, I think we had maybe 35 pass attempts and maybe 25 rush attempts or something in that area. Don't, hold me to that stat, but the goal for us, and I said this after the game, is to try to get to 80 plays. And obviously the more efficient we are, or the faster we play, the better chance we have of meeting that goal of getting 80 plays. And, at the end of the day, we're going to do the things either in the running game or passing game that best gives us a chance to win, and not necessarily looking to say, hey, we want to be 50-50 run pass. We just want to be efficient at doing both. And if we're running the ball well, obviously that's something we'll stick to until they stop it.
Go back to Ben.
Yeah, coach, we're just going to touch on, getting to 80 plays. What does that, look like in practice? Does it have to do with, converting more on third downs as well and being more efficient in that regard?
Well, it's efficiency on third down where you're sustaining drives, or it's getting the ball snapped in a timely fashion. Our base offense our goal is to try to get the ball snapped between 24 and 28 seconds on the play clock. And so, in practice, we keep a really sharp eye on making sure that ball is being snapped in that time frame, which allows us to play fast. And when we play fast, we tend to get into a rhythm that keeps the defense kind of on their heels and on their toes a little. I felt like maybe Saturday we were a little slower than normal as the game went on. And so if we want to get to 80, we either have to be more efficient on third down, which means sustaining drives and keeping it in third and manageable, which is short to medium yardage, which is -6 or less yards, or we got to get more snaps and get it snapped quicker.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.